In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we have the third secondary grade. The subject is English, second semester, Unit 2, for meaning and function in Mega Goal 6. This lesson is prepared by Muhammad al-Bhairi and presented by Muhammad al-Uthaymeen. In this lesson, you can identify usage of present perfect simple and present perfect progressive. Identify how to use was, were, going to, or was, were, about to. Okay, now, first of all, let's warm up. What is the meaning of when do we use the present perfect simple? When do we use the present perfect progressive also, or to? Yes, the present perfect simple expresses what? When you find someone using present perfect simple, he's expressing what? Action, of course. That is what? Still going. Excellent. Action still going on, or that stopped recently. And what? If it stopped recently, the influence on the present. The influence is on the present. This kind of tense, or this tense, emphasizes what? The results. The results. Excellent. Now, what about present perfect progressive? It expresses what? Action that recently stopped or still is going on. It puts what? It puts emphasis on the duration or course of the action. Now let's find, or let's read when do we use both tenses. Present perfect simple. The present perfect simple expresses an action that is still going on or that stopped recently. So the action either still going on or stopped recently, but has an influence on the present. It puts emphasis on the result. Present perfect simple puts emphasis on the result. Now, what about the present perfect progressive? The present perfect progressive expresses an action that recently stopped or still is going on. It puts emphasis on the duration. So this on the result, and here the duration or course of the action. Here are some examples. So the form of the present perfect simple: subject plus has or have plus past participle. The bus has arrived. So it expresses what here? Action that recently stopped. The bus has arrived and has influence on the present. He has spoken. He has not spoken. So when we want to make it negative, we put not after has. We don't say he didn't has spoken. No, he has not spoken. Number 3, he has. Has he spoken? So we start with helping verb has, like this. Has he spoken? They have performed on stage for 20 years. So here we used have, and here we used has. Why? We use has with singular, he, she, or it, or a name of person, a man or a girl, or something. If it is singular, we use has, but if it is plural, we use have. They have performed on stage for 20 years. I have, although I is singular, but we use with I have. So not just singular, third person singular, which is he, she, it. I is first person singular, he, she, it, third person. You, second person singular. Third person, we call it in Arabic مفرد غائب. Second person مخاطب. Third person غائب, and first person متكلم. I is first person. So with third person, he or she or it, we use has, and with other kinds we use they. They have already sold 12 million bands. The train has just left. The train, we can put instead of train it, so it is third person. The train has just left. Now we are going to talk about present perfect progressive and give some examples. Subject plus has or have been, verb ing. So we used has or have, and we added been, and the verb is not in the past participle. Examples: they have been talking for the last hour. So when do we use the present perfect progressive? Do you remember? That actions recently stopped or still going on, but it puts emphasis on the duration for the last hour. So it puts emphasis on the duration. They have been talking for the last hour. She has been working at the company for 3 days. What have you been doing for the last 30 minutes? So, as we noticed, they have, she has, you have, James has, and all of them either have, contain, for or since, to talk about the duration. James has been teaching at the university since June. We have been waiting here for over 2 hours. What has Nancy not been taking her medicine for the last 3 days? So to make question, we put question, word question, has or have, depends on the subject, then subject, then been, and verb with ing. We want to make it negative, we add not after the subject here. Now we have exercise, and I want you to think about, or to try to answer these questions, or fill these blanks. Complete the sentences with the present perfect simple or with present progressive for the verbs in brackets. So we have the verbs. The verbs are learn, already sent, always want, try, never, be, just finish. We have to put these verbs either in the present perfect simple or present perfect progressive. Now let's go try to read these sentences. Jeremy blank learned Spanish ever since he was in primary school. What can we use here? Jeremy learned Spanish ever since he was in primary school. The answer is, because the subject we can use instead of the subject he, we can use has. So Jeremy has learned or has been learning. Has been learning. Excellent. Jeremy has been learning Spanish ever since he has in primary school. Sorry, the blank is smaller than. Has been learning. Okay. Number 2. Sarah wants a job as a teacher and already sent an application to a local school. So here we emphasize the results, not the duration. We didn't use since or for here, because here we used since, we used has been, but here we emphasize the result. So we can say has already sent. Has already sent. Sent is the past participle of sent. The third form. Number 3. Natasha always wanted to be a doctor. Natasha always wanted to be a doctor. So here we don't emphasize the result, the duration. We emphasize the results. Didn't use since. Okay. Natasha excellent. Has always wanted. Has always wanted. So Natasha has always wanted to be a doctor. Sorry for using small font, because the blank is smaller than the answer. Okay. I try to get through to my dentist all day, but it seems he's not in today. So here we emphasized what? Duration or results. Duration. So we use have or has been verb ing. So what can we say? I has been trying to get. I has been trying. Sorry, I have. I have been trying. Okay, number 5. Majid never be late before, so there must be something wrong. Number 5. Majid. Did we talk about duration or results? Results. So we use what? Majid has never been late before, so there must be something wrong. Number 6. How long it be since you last visited your grandparents? How long? We emphasize the duration. How long? So what can we say here? How long has it been? How long has it been since you last visited your grandparents? Number 7. I just finished doing my homework and I'm exhausted. I has or have. I have just finished. I have just finished doing my homework and I am exhausted. Here are the answers. Okay, now we are going to talk about was, were, going to, and was, were, about to. We use was, were, going to, about to, plus base form to refer to action that were intended but probably didn't happen. To refer action that was intended. You was about to do it, but you didn't do it, or it didn't happen. Example, I was going to study engineering, but my father advised me otherwise, so he didn't go engineering. He was going to study engineering, but his father said, no, don't go engineering, go otherwise. The second example, they were just about to leave when the phone rang. So they didn't leave, but they were just about to leave. We have another exercise. Complete the news report using the verbs in parentheses. These are parentheses. This and this, parentheses. Use the passive and active simple past, the past progressive tense, and was, were, about to. The last thing 17-year-old record Gordon remembers, B. So what's the answer here? can we say was or were? The last thing. So it is singular. You can say was. Number one, was. That's a storm. Be about to. What can we say here? Was about to come and he rushed. He rushed to get inside. Next thing he know. What can we say here? He knew. He knew. He lie. What can we say instead of lie? He was lying in, oh sorry, he was laying in a hospital bed. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. Here are the answers. Thank you all for your attendance and for your listening our today's lesson. Here is the summary of what we have studied today. We have studied the present perfect simple and present perfect progressive. We learned when do we use them, and we have many exercises about them and examples. Very happy to be with you.